morning, friends. Welcome to Bhau-Automation Lab once again. In this online video tutorial, we will see Appium XPaths. In the last video session, we have seen how multiple types of locators in Appium like ID, accessibility ID, class name, etc. Hope you have watched that video carefully. If you have not watched all previous videos of Appium in Bhau-Automation Lab, I'll give you the link in description, guys. Please watch that videos carefully. And after that, come to this video, how to create an XPath in Appium. Okay, so let's start with practical example how to create the XPath. We will create a multiple type of XPath, so you will get the better idea how to create the XPath in Appium. Okay, so let's start with what is XPath first. So XPath is through the XPath program, we can analyze the XML structure of the app to locate a particular element, same like a Selenium. Okay, we have created multiple types of XPath in Selenium. Okay, but in Appium, to create an XPath is a little tricky thing. Here some attributes and their values are different. Okay, we can create a multiple types of XPath with their attributes like index, content days, resource ID, and lots of attributes and their values. So you will get a better idea how to create a XPath in Appium. Okay, so first of all, syntax to create a XPath in Appium is /tag name in bracket attribute is equal to values and bracket close. Same like a Selenium, we are creating an XPath in same syntax. Okay, but attributes and value are quite different in Appium. Okay, so let's start with the first example, how to create an XPath using index. Okay, we have already installed API demo app in this emulator device. Okay, and we have already created this class to launch this API demo app in this particular device. Okay, Android emulator device. Okay, and we have started Appium server on the port of 4723. Okay, let's start this. And also we have this Appium inspector where we have already set up this capabilities. So how to set up this capability? Just write a platform name like Android and device name as emulator 554. I have already told how to find the device name or which device currently running in your system, but I'll just told you again, guys. Just go to the CMD and type here ADB devices, and you will get the list of devices which is currently running on your ADB server. Okay, so just copy this name from here and paste it here as a device name, and just provide a package and app activity here like I have already provided here. This is the package name. Okay, and this is the activity. Okay, and just start inspecting through this Appium inspector. Okay, just click on the start session and it will launch API demo app in this emulator to inspect the elements. You can wait for some time as it will take us some time to launch this app in this device and also taken a screenshot of that front screen. Okay, so it will launch successfully here and we are able to inspect the elements. Okay, so first of all, if we can inspect these elements, right? So we need to create a XPath for with index, right? So if I want to click on this animation, so index is 2, right? So if I want to create here, so in Selenium, while working with Selenium, we can create a XPath like same, like in this format, like XPath /tag name attribute is equal to value, right? But here there is no tag name provided, right? There is no tag name here. So this is your element, right? So if I want to click on this app or if I want to click on this content, these are the attributes of this element. The accessibility IDs, content at, okay, and these are the attribute and there is the value like element IDs, these index IDs, this package, class name, accessibility ID, and this is the XPath class name text. Okay, text, content, text, resource ID, clickable, all these are the attributes, and these are the value of that attributes for this particular element. If I want to click on this content, okay, so the syntax for XPath is tag name, okay, attribute value. So there is no tag name provided here, okay. So guys, I will tell you one trick here. In Appium, this class name is content as a tag name, okay. So this name class name is we can treat as a tag name. So how to create XPath? / tag name, right? So I'll create one notepad here. Okay, and we'll create a XPath for this content element as its index 4, right? So this class name as a treat as a tag name. So I'll write here a / and then this tag name, right? So I'll just need to copy this class name from here, / this tag name. Then in bracket, right? The syntax is in bracket @attribute equals to value. So we can take any attribute. So we are creating the XPath using index right now, right? So I will take an attribute as a index is equal to, we have to provide index in single bracket 4. Okay, so this is the XPath for this content element. Okay, this content element, this is the XPath. So let's try. We are creating created XPath is working fine or not. Okay, so this class name treated as a tag name. So we are providing / this tag name. Okay, in bracket @index. This is the index and is equal to 4. So it should be click on this 4th element like 0, 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th. So index is 4. So it should be click on this content element. So let's try to write a code for this index 4 XPath in your Eclipse. So we have already set up desired capabilities, and here we have set up Android driver. Okay, and we have connected with this Appium server hub, right. So type driver dot now find element. We can directly type here like by XPath. Okay, and dot we can provide action like I want to click on that particular element. Okay, while working with Android, you can write here like this in this format also, guys. Find element, and here we can you can provide inside by dot XPath. This also work. Okay, no need to provide or you can directly provide driver dot find element by XPath, and you can provide XPath here and directly do the action whatever you want to do. Like I want to click on this particular content element in this API demo app. So first of all, just like right here, first XPath using index, just write in comments. Okay, so let's try to run this program, and let's see whether we are able to click on this content element or not. Okay. So first of all, right click, run as Java application. Server is running properly. It should be launch API demo app in this Android emulator, and then it should be click on that content element. Okay, API demo app launch successfully, and here it's click on that content demo content element. Okay, yes, script is run successfully. We have to stop this actually. Okay, let's try to run it again and let's see whether it's working fine or not. Okay, whenever you run first of all, then it will take some time to run. After that, it will not take that much time. Okay. Okay, it's launching API demo app. And here we go. We have successfully click on content element, right? So we have created first XPath using index successfully, right? So now let's try to create XPath using content dex. This is the attribute and content dex value. Okay, after clicking on this content dex, if I want to click, right, like I just need to start this server again. Okay, let's wait for some time. It will create session here to inspect the element in Appium inspector. Okay, so after click on this content, if I want to click on the storage, okay, this storage element, okay, if I want to click on this storage element, after click on content element. Okay, so I think app is closed. Okay, we need to open it again. On content, and then if I want to click on this storage, so let's try to create a XPath for storage using content X. Okay, so content. So guys, this is not a better idea. Every time we can create a XPath and we can write in the our code in Eclipse, then run that code to check whether our XPath is correctly written or not. Okay, so I will tell you one tricky and best thing. You can test your XPath here only. Okay, whatever XPath you are creating, you have to test here only how many elements you can find out through that XPath. Like in Selenium, we have already seen that if we are creating the XPath, there might be chance that there are multiple elements with the same XPath also, right? So we can also test that type of things here also in Appium inspector. From some new versions, this facility is available. We can test our XPath, resource ID, and everything here. Okay, guys, I will tell you one more thing also. If there is no accessibility ID provided in your app or for that particular element, then only go for the XPath. If there is a accessibility ID provided for that element, then only use accessibility ID. Okay, it's better and it's a faster locator as compared to the XPath. Okay, so if I created XPath for content, okay, I can check it here also. Just click on this search icon. Okay, search for element. Here we can search with ID, XPath, name, and lots of things like class name, accessibility ID, how many elements are found, you can found. So we have created the XPath here for this content, right? So if I copy this XPath and pasted it here in Appium inspector, and I have choose here XPath, okay, and just paste it here, okay, index 4, and I just click on this search button, then you can see we have found one element here. Okay, if there is a multiple elements here, you will get here count of that elements, like 4, 5, 2, how many elements you can found through that XPath. We can test it whether that XPath is correctly working or not. Okay, so how to test that? Just select which element which is found through that XPath and click on this tab, or we can do actions like send keys, or you can copy that particular ID, or you can do clear also. Okay, if there is already value you have written, you can clear it. You can tap on that element. So I'll just use this tap functionality to check whether our XPath is correctly working or not, right? So just click on this tab element. It should be work, right? And it's working successfully. It's tapping that content element, and you open this screen, right? So through this function, facility, we can check whether our XPath is correctly working or not, right? So it's a better idea to create every time XPath in the notepad and check through Eclipse on the running programs, right? So just create a XPath here and test it here before you can write that code into your program. So I just close this notepad, and now we will create a XPath for this storage element. So let's inspect this element through Appium inspector. Okay, storage. Here we have to create a XPath using this content dex. Okay, this is the content dex. So let's create a XPath using this content dex. So syntax for content dex is like we have already seen. Tag name content dex is equal to value, right? So we'll create a XPath here with content dex. Just copy this content text from here. Just copy this text, total text from here, right? Content text, and click on this window XPath. Just type here content text is equal to storage, right? Storage. Check whether this XPath is working fine or not. Okay, how to check that? Just click on this search button, and here we go. We have found one element from this. Okay, just tap on this element. Yeah, we are successfully click on the storage, right? So just copy this XPath now. Okay, as we have tested this, right? Just copy this XPath and type here. The second window, just provide this XPath. Okay, I will use some thread.slip here to see proper execution. You can use explicitly wait also, guys. Okay, this as per your script synchronization, you can use any type of wait, but for now I'll just using this thread.slip for watch all the execution properly. Okay, so first of all we click on this content, then we can click on this storage. The first XPath we have created through using index, and second XPath we have created using this content dex. Okay, so before running this program, we will create one more XPath. Okay, now I want to click on this external storage section. Okay, so this time we will create a XPath using resource ID. Okay, so resource ID here is this, right? Resource ID and ID is same, actually resource ID. So let's create XPath using resource ID. So here just type this resource ID, copy this properly, just type here in content is resource ID. After that, copy this resource ID properly and paste it here. Just click on the search button, and we are found one element only, single element only, right? So if I click here and just tap on that element, yeah, correct. So we are successfully creating XPath using resource ID also. So just back and copy this XPath and paste it here. I'll just copy this full test, just paste it here. Just copy this XPath, whichever we have already tested, right? Just paste it here. Using resource ID. okay, using resource ID. So if I take back, yeah, just click on this back window. Okay, after that again I just want to go back. Okay, how we find multiple elements. Okay, let's see the example here. If I inspect this element, okay, and if I click create a XPath using this resource ID, right? Package resource ID is same, this provider access resource ID is same, resource ID is same. So you have to choose. There should not be a same content XPath, like same attribute. If I create XPath in this window with resource ID, then we can find the multiple elements. So let's check that. I'll show you practically. So text ID is here. Text one, the resource ID is. If I search XPath here, just watch here. See here, we have found 6 elements with this XPath. Okay, so guys, watch this carefully. Ki how many elements there may be chances ki there are multiple elements with the same attribute and value. Okay, so we have to choose when we have to use resource ID, we have to use when we have to use content text, when we have to use index. It should not be same. If I take this XPath in on this particular window, then it will click on the first element only, and it will not clicking on other elements if I want to click on storage, but it will click on the first element because it's scanned from the left side of the front. So always check whether there is no multiple elements with the same attribute and value, right? On this window, on this storage window, if I give tab, you can give tab from here also. If I give tab from here, there is no multiple elements with the same resource ID. So that's the reason I have taken resource ID on this window only, not on the back window. Like if I search here with the resource ID XPath, I just found one element with this, right? Okay. After that, just tap on this internal storage section also. If I want to click on this delete, okay, next session will create a XPath with index, content text, and resource ID. If I want to click on using this delete button, we'll create a XPath for delete button using this text. Okay. So let's try to create a XPath, one more XPath, and then we will run our program to see whether we are created all the XPath properly or not. Okay, check the button text is delete, and syntax for the text XPath is tag name @text is equal to value. So let's create here resource ID. I'll just type here like a text, and we'll provide text is delete, and just search for this. Oh, oops. I think we made some mistake because there is no element with this. Okay, just yeah, here we check what mistake we have made here. Like the tag name for the last all the element is same, like a Android text view, right? But this particular element for clicking on this particular button, like delete, class name is different. Like a class name is treated as a tag name, right? But class name here is a different class name for this particular button. So we need to pass this tag name here also. Okay. And then if I search this, we have found multiple buttons like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. But I want to click on first, and it's clamped on first element only, right? So we can find this one first. So we can take this element also. Let's check this whether it's able to click on first or not. Yes, it's able to click on first. There is no action on this delete button, but we are successfully click on that. So we can copy this XPath, right? And just paste it here using text. So this is third, and this is fourth. fourth XPath. Okay, using text. Text. So we have successfully created 4 type of XApp using index, using content text, using dissociate, and using text. So now let's run this program and check whether we are created properly XPath or not. Just closing this window. Okay, and run this program. Let's Appium server. Okay, Appium server started successfully. API demo app launched successfully. Okay, we have clicked on content. After that, storage. After that, internal storage, and delete button also. Okay. So I think we have got some error here in the new button. Let's check whether so this element is not found. What mistake we have done here? Let me check it. Oh, the XPath syntax is wrong. We have not provided / here, right? So guys, be careful because it's very case sensitive things. We can't offer one single mistakes here. Okay, so let's try to run it again. Here you go, Appium server. So API demo now launch again. Link to click on content, click on storage, click on external storage. Yes, and we click on delete also. Perfectly. So our program is executed perfectly. All the XPath is working. Now let's try to create a XPath using this content text. Okay. So while creating the syntax with content text, we can see here some different types of tags and different type of syntax while creating XPath using content text. Till time we are creating the XPath using this / tag name @ tags is equal to value. But while creating this XPath using this content text, we are seeing here like some / star contains @ text and this character sequence, right? So what is mean by this? Whenever we create a XPath using this / and directly tag name, if you are provided this tag name, then XPath or particular XML path will search for that particular tag name only in the DOM. But if you provide it like this / and star, then it will search for all the type of tags. Okay, this will search for matching tag only. If you provided the tag name, then it will search for the matching tag only. Okay, this will for matching tag only. But you provide it like this, then it will search for all the tags. Same like a Selenium. Now let's try to create a XPath using this content text and char sequence. What is mean by this? So let's see the practically here in the Appium inspector, so we will understand. You can understand better. So let's start your Appium server. Appium inspector. You have Appium server is already started, right? Right. So let's start with Appium server. And let's try to launch our demo app in this device. So API demo app is launched here, and we have screenshot to inspect in Appium inspector also. So let's try to click on media OS, or let's try to click on this preferences section. Okay, let's try to click on this preferences section using content text. So let's search here for XPath. I'll just copy and paste this syntax here. / star contains text. So we need to provide a text here. Okay, we need to provide a character sequence. So what is the text for this preferences element? So text here is preferences, right? So I'll just remove this character sequence from here. In double quote, let's provide some character sequence like P, R, F. I'll just provide this much. I'm not providing all full text here. Okay, like in previous session, we need to provide text as an attribute and value is full text, right? But here we not need to provide all full text sentence because we are using contains type of XPath here. Just let's try to search the element. There is no element found in this preferences. So contains text is equal to, we made some mistake here, like PR. Let's try to search now. Yes, we are successfully able to find this element, right? Preferences. Okay, if I'll try to tap on that element, it should be tap on that element. Okay, yeah, it's perfectly tap on that element. So we can create a XPath using this type of char sequences using this content text type of XPath. So we need to provide the contents text and the some character sequences of that text, particular text. Okay, so I'll just copy this XPath here and let's try to execute in Eclipse. So I'll just paste it here. Okay, I need to comment out all this code now because we have already seen this. Okay. So fifth type of XPath using this contains, and let's try to create here driver dot find element by dot XPath. XPath, just pasted that XPath here, and we need to provide operation like dot click. Just same comma here. Okay, so fifth type of XPath we have created using XPath. We are created using this contains text. Okay, so we have successfully clicked on contain text now. Now if I want to create XPath using Boolean operations. Now let's try to create XPath using this Boolean operations. Okay, XPath Boolean operations means it's the same like we are created a XPath in Selenium also, in the Selenium section also, and we have to use some this conditions like same conditions like we are using in Java programming also while writing conditions like if else conditions, like we can use or and this type of operator. Okay, in the if conditions also same this type of Boolean operations we need to use in XPath also. Okay, but here is some tricky thing, like if you are want to use or operator, then the syntax here is /* attribute 1 is equal to value or attribute 2 is equal to value. Okay, while creating or operator XPath, here we from these two conditions. Okay, for these two conditions, one condition should be satisfied. If one condition is true, then it will perform the operation and it will not throw an error. But in the and while using and operator, okay, if you use and operator, then this both conditions should be true. Okay, not even one single condition is false, then it will not work. In or operation, one condition false, it will work. Let's create this syntax practically in Appium inspector so that you can understand better. Okay, so I just copy this syntax from here, and now let's try to click on this fragments section. Okay, so fragment section. So let's create the XPath for this. Accessibility ID, we have index, we have text, right? So let's try to create using or operator. So I'll just copy and paste here. So first attribute we will take as a this text. We'll create this first attribute like a text. So attribute name here is a text, and value for that attribute is equal to this. Okay, 7.pigment. Okay, and second the attribute we will take as a index, and here index is equal to 6. Now let's check whether we are able to find the element perfectly. Yes, we are able to find this element perfectly. But here is the one tricky things. Like I have already told you, one condition should be satisfied, right? If I remove this characters from here, okay. Now there is no text with 7 dot here. There is no attribute and there is no value like this. Okay, just only one condition is satisfied, like index 6, right? Still we are try to find the element and we are successfully able to find the element using this. Why? Because one condition is satisfied only, still this XPath is work. It means while using OR operator in XPath, there is no need to satisfy both the conditions. One condition is true and then it will work, right? So we have created XPath for fragment section using OR operator. Let's paste this XPath here. And this driver dot find element by this XPath, and we are providing operations like a click. Now here this condition is false and this condition is true. Still it's working, right? This is 6th XPath using OR. Now let's create a 7th XPath using AND operator. Let's try to create a 7th XPath using AND. Okay, let's copy this XPath from here, syntax from here, and let's try to create XPath using AND operator in Appium inspector. I'll just click on this fragment section, tap on this fragment section using this operator, and then I will click on this here. Let's try to create a XPath using this AND operator. Okay, so first of all, double slash attribute 1 value, attribute 2 is equal to value. So first of all, I'll take search for this list preferences, and I'll just copy this text attribute from here, and I'll just write here as an attribute name as a text. Value is equal to list preference. Okay, and next attribute we will take as an index, and value is equal to 0. As we can see here, index 0, right? So let's try to find out this list preference element using this search, right? And we are able to find this element perfectly, right, using one element found and using this AND operator. But in the OR operator, we have seen if I made some mistakes here and try to search element, still I am able to find the element. Okay, but if I made a simple mistake here, okay, still I'm not able to find any element here, because while using AND operator, we need to satisfy both the conditions like text and first attribute and value, and second attribute and value also. Right? Let's try to tap on this element. Yes, we are successfully or able to find, click on this list preferences perfectly. So I'll just copy this XPath using AND operator here, and I'll just paste it in our Selenium Appium code. Now let's create XPath. Okay, so this is the 8th XPath we are created using AND operator. Now let's try to find the element using one tricky process which is very important while working with Appium, actually, because while you are go to the interview, there is a lots of chances, like 99% interviewer, if he is working on APM perfectly, he will ask you this question. Okay, he how do you find out the elements in APM using Android Automator? Okay, or create or write a syntax for an Android Automator to find the element. Okay, so this is very important because this concept is not available in Selenium. Selenium APM is come from Selenium family, but Android UI Automator is the concept which is available in APM only because it's come from Android, and we can easily find out the element using this Android UI Automator also. Okay, so how to find that element? So the syntax here is find element by Android Automator and directly provide an attribute, and in bracket we need to provide a value. Simple, any attribute name and a value. So I'll just copy this syntax from here and I will directly type in the Eclipse itself. Okay, and let's try to find the element by using Android Automator. So attribute here, we need to provide an attribute here. So if I want to click on this alpha option 1 now, so let's try to find out the attributes for the alpha option 1. So alpha option 1, this is the text, or this is the resource ID, this index, many types of attributes here. Okay, so I'll just using text only. So this is alpha option 1. So text. Okay, we need to perform an operation like dot click. Okay, but we have to remove this error first. Like in Java, bracket inside bracket is not allowed, right? So we need to provide here some slash, like slash and that slash. After that, we need to click on that particular file. Right, perfect. To give some thread dot slip here to watch execution carefully. Seconds wait here to watch all execution. You can use it's little wait because this is not good idea to provide thread dot slip after every syntax. Okay, so you can use explicitly wait also, but I'm using thread dot slip because we need to watch here execution flow, right? So I'll just run this program till time and see whether we are writing correct XPath, whether we are able to click on this alpha option using Android Automator viewer or not. Okay, so let's start with Appium server. Okay, Appium server started successfully. So we have to launch API demos app. Okay, first element is using preferences. Okay, we are successfully click on preferences. After that, we have successfully click on click preferences. Okay, actually, we have 2 times click on here. 6 or 7. Okay, you or operator we have used 2 times, right? So actually, we do some copy paste. 7 okay. Everything's correct. So let's try to run it again. Do not do any simple mistakes here because it's very case sensitive. Okay, so Appium server started again successfully. Okay, API demo app launched. We have to click on this preferences. Yes, we are perfectly click on preferences. Now we have segment section, perfect. Now we have list preference, right? List preference and alpha options, perfect. So our script is running perfectly. We are able to find the elements using this all this XPath also and using Android or UI Automator also. Right. So one tricky thing here is remain, like we are able to find elements here, like in here. Okay, let's to create a session again. Okay, we have to start this API inspector again, and now let's go to this API demo app. Okay. Preferences. It's running also, right? API inspector is closing the window. Okay, now it's working fine. Okay, now let's create work with API demo app. Okay, now let's click on this preferences. Now let's click on this main section. We have already clicked list preferences. Alpha option. After click on alpha option, again here some. Again here this window, there is no any extraction. Okay, so let's try to click on this screen preferences again to check some tricky thing, like we can check using total clickable elements. Okay, if I found this in here, let's try to inspect this element. Okay, we can check here. There are more attributes for this particular element, like clickable false, check false, clickable false, focusable false, and password false, scrollable false, all these things, right? So you can check using this Android Automator viewer how many attributes is clickable on in this particular window, okay, or this particular window. Or you can easily check how many attributes are focusable, how many attributes are scrollable, all these things, how many attributes are selected for this particular elements in using this Android Automator. Okay, and I'll just do for a clickable section or any one of this attribute. You have to practice by yourself for other elements. Okay, so I'll just copy the syntax from here directly. I'll just copy, not writing every time all the syntax here. Okay, just I'll paste it here. Clickable. Okay. Here you need to do driver.find elements by using Android Automator. New selector, UI selector, dot clickable is equal to true. Okay, this is the syntax. Okay, and this is the list of UV elements, right? So we need to provide here list of, we can type anything mobile elements, or we not need to, because we are getting size here, right? So just provide int. Okay, so it's the total clickable elements here, right? And just print here system.out.println total clickable elements here. Okay. We can provide a size here to providing the list here. Otherwise, we can just get the size in here only and then print out all the elements. How many elements is clickable on this particular window? Okay. After click on this alpha option. After clicking this alpha option using Android UI Automator, we have to click on. Click on this screen, right, to open this toggle preferences. Okay, screen preferences. So I'll just copy this text from here, and this text is attribute, and this is the value for this. So I'll just paste it here. It's some outside. We need to provide here thread.c. Okay, before running this program and executing this program and To see output, I'll tell you one thing, guys. If you not find out this driver.find element Android UI Automator in latest some Java client versions, you can directly type this find element by Android UI Automator. Okay, so while clicking here like a driver dot find element, okay, you might be chance you are not found that driver dot find find element by Android Automator. Okay, here is not available, but if you type like this directly, there is no issue. Okay, if you not find out in the list, you can directly type like this and do it, these actions, whatever it is, actions you want to perform on that particular element. Okay, so let's try to run this program and let's see whether we are able to successfully execute this program or not, or we are getting this size or not. We are able to click on screen preferences, alpha options, everything. Let's check. So Appium server is started. Okay, first of all, it should be click on preferences. Yes, it's clicked on preferences. Then it should be click on fragment. Yes, it should be clicked, and list preferences, then alpha options, then screen preferences. Okay, I think we made some mistakes here. Yes, we have space here. Right. So now everything is okay. We can't make a single mistake like this, guys. Try to understand. We can't make a single mistake like this space. It's very case sensitive. So let's try to run it again. Okay, now API demo app is launched successfully. It should be click on preferences. Yes, perfect. Should be click on fragment. Yes. Then it should be click on list preferences. Perfect. Then alpha options. One. Perfect. We click on screen preference, right, and it should be print how much clickable values. There is only one clickable true in this window, right? We have already seen it is in inspector. There is only one clickable true. Okay, all clickables are false. So only one clickable is true, like this. We have able to click. Other all are false, right? So it's perfectly printing here how many clickables are true. So guys, I'll tell you one thing. Practice by yourself for this focus, passwords, scrollable, all the attributes to how many clickable, how many false, how many true, how many false. Okay, vice versa. And practice by yourself using this API demo app in emulator or your real devices. Try to create a XPath using this different attributes like text, content text, ID, resource ID by yourself. Okay, if you have any query regarding this XPath session, you can just comment out me. I'll give all the answer of your all the questions. Okay, so let's meet in next section where we will see one more interesting topic while working with KPM, guys. Okay, till time, don't forget to subscribe and follow Bhau-Automation Lab to learn this type of really practical examples of Appium and really interesting videos. Okay, so let's meet in next session. Till time, have a great day. Bye bye.